I'm not racist. You don't like boba and you never fucked an Asian guy.
Damn, still?
When I masturbate, I sometimes fantasize about Splinter. He's Asian.
He's a rat.
He's a good father.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for checking out this video. My name is Chris, and welcome to my review for Joyride. So, Joyride is directed by Del Lim and produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and it stars Ashley Park, Sherry Cola, Stephanie Sue, Sabrina Wu, and Ronnie Ching. So, Ashley Park stars as Audrey, a lawyer who, along with her best friend Lola, played by Sherry Cola, are heading to Beijing for a big business deal that Audrey's hoping to strike up. Later, she discovers that her birth mother, who she never knew, is actually living in China, but she passes that up to focus on this big business deal. Well, later that night, during a important business meeting that really goes completely off the rails, that winds up into a night of debauchery that leads them into one crazy situation after another, and now Audrey discovers she has no choice but to go track down her birth mother in hopes of maybe reconnecting with her, but also hoping to win this big business deal. So with Joyride, I remember seeing the trailer for it several months ago and thought it looked pretty funny. And I remember seeing, around that same time, I saw a review for Zach Pope, who pretty much was praising this movie and how he was saying that it was like probably one of the best comedies of the year, if not the best comedy of the year. And it's right up there for me. I think it's at my number 3 best comedy of the year, with Polite Society and Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. It's slightly edging it out. But I absolutely love this movie. I thought this movie was hilarious. Performances were terrific. I thought Ashley Park, Stephanie Sue, Sherry Cola especially, I think she's the biggest standout, and Sabrina Wu as well. But Sherry Cola, she brings that raunchiness comedy to the movie. There's also a lot of heart to it when it comes to the story and her. Despite her trying to score this big business deal, she does decide to try to find her birth mother, and that narrative element is pretty heartfelt. And it's toward that third act, though, toward the end of the film, in the last 20 minutes. And by the way, when I first started watching this movie, within the first 2 minutes, I mean, the first lines of dialogue were just absolutely hilarious. I knew then that I was going to be in for a really good movie, a very funny and raunchy movie. The first few lines of dialogue between these characters at the very beginning of it, there's raunch, and then there's that raunch, that's going to come into play later, and then there's that heart too that kind of ties in with the narrative story, and I really like that. But yeah, there's a lot of emotional moments, especially toward the end, the last 20 minutes or so, and it really got me big time. I laughed. I mean, I laughed all throughout the movie. A lot of the jokes landed for me. And really, the only negative I had to say about this really is in regards to the raunchiness, and that is, if you're not a fan of overuse of sexual references, let's just say, especially from Lola, the character Lola, played by Sherry Cola, there is a whole lot in here. And there's one particular scene, let's just say, if you've seen this, Brownie Tuesday, that's all I'm going to say about that. And what happens at the end of that scene, it took me by surprise. It really caught me off guard. I'm just like, holy shit. But yeah, my only other gripe I have is, this one because I have a really keen eye, and it's very quick, and it doesn't last very long, but there is one moment toward the end of the movie when they are in Paris and there's birds flying, but they look really CGI. They look like CGI birds, and for a second it just reminded me of Birdemic, but it's not that bad. It's not on that same level as Birdemic, but it just it just caught my eye for just a couple of seconds, and that's how long that frame lasts, because it's not there. It doesn't last very long. That's just something that I wanted to throw out there for anybody that has the same kind of keen eye that would recognize that kind of thing and notice that. But yeah, the CGI birds, the birds look a little bit too animated, but not like Birdemic, not in the level of Birdemic. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. But other than that, this is a great movie. A hilarious comedy, a lot of heart to it. Great performances from Ashley Park, Stephanie Sue, Sabrina Wu, and Sherry Cola especially. I think she's the biggest standout. But and Ryan Ching is in this as well, who plays like this who plays the executive that's like the connection between for Audrey's business deal. I thought he was really good in the short runtime that he had in the movie. But other than that, if you haven't seen Joyride yet and you're a big fan of like Girls Trip with Jada Pinkett and Tiffany Haddish and Queen Latifah, highly recommend checking this out. But like I said before, if you're not a fan of the overuse of profanity and the sexual content, innuendo, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, Joyride, I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I love this movie. But that's just my thoughts on Joyride. If you like what you saw here, hit the subscribe button. Comment down below if you've seen Joyride. What'd you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. But anyway, and also stay tuned for my Ninja Turtles videos. I'm gonna have that up for you guys shortly. But I love you guys. You guys are the best, and I will see you in the next one.